Review for the Juniper Campground at Theodore Roosevelt National Park.
This is the Juniper Campground, which is in Teddy Roosevelt National Park. We are on the north unit, which a lot of people don't come to the north unit because it is further off the main interstate quite a bit, I think by 180 miles. But this is a great spot. Just past the trees there is the river, the Missouri River. So we are right on the river. And as you can see, there's a nice green open space. We have a grill and a picnic table. There are no hookups at either of the campgrounds. There's also a campground on the south end called the Cottonwood Campground. And we plan on going to the south end tomorrow, but probably staying in the town of Medora instead of at the park. It's only $14 for the night to stay here. The Juniper Campground is first come, first serve, so we happened to get here about 4 o'clock p.m. and there were 10 spots left, but the last few nights when it was around the 4th of July, they filled up and ran out of spots. So that can happen, and you might have to prepare for that, but beautiful area.
A lot of grassland here, so lots of open space to play and enjoy. There's ranger programs that take place at the amphitheater just within walking distance of the campsites. We enjoyed a ranger program about bison. We were able to touch some different parts of the bison and then learn about the bison within the park and management and things like that. The kids loved the Cannonball Concretions area, and this is actually right across from the road that goes to the campground. These are sand grains from the ancient river deposit that were kind of cemented together, and they build these big circular boulders. So it's a really cool area to just kind of hike around and take in all of the scenery and the interesting geology there. Another great spot nearby on the scenic drive is the Riverbend Overlook, and it's a beautiful overlook onto the Little Missouri River that's below you, and there's a really great stone shelter that was built in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps, so you have a chance to talk about that time in history with your kids. Of the many national parks where we've been, and there have been bison like Wind Cave and Badlands and Yosemite, none have been as spectacular as the bison we saw in Theodore Roosevelt National Park in the North Unit. Didn't see a single one in the South Unit, but it is just phenomenal. There were so many bison all over the place. So this is the place to go if you really want to see bison. The kids also really loved playing in the Little Missouri River, which was just next to the campground. Be sure to bring life jackets though, because there is a bit of a current. Also be careful of your surroundings. We were hiking back from Sparati Point and we were coming near a hill going around the bend, and a ranger just made a beeline across the prairie grasses towards us and came to warn us to just cut across the grass because we were about to come across a bison. I hope this was a useful review and you add Theodore Roosevelt National Park to your list. We didn't really have any expectations coming in, and we were amazed at how much we like this park. So be sure to check out the North Unit, make the little bit of the extra time, do an extra day, and make sure to enjoy the North Unit and consider the Juniper Campground.